my YouTube channel. Today we will discuss the best iPhone of 2022 you can use for photography. So our first phone in our list is Apple iPhone 13 Pro. It was released in September 2021. Its rear camera is 12 megapixel plus 12 megapixel ultra wide and 12 megapixel telephoto lens. Front camera contains 12 megapixel and its weight is 204 gram. Dimensions 146.7 multiplied by 715.5 multiplied by 7.7 mm. Storage 128 GB, 256 GB, or 512 GB and 1 TB. The iPhone 13 Pro is not just the latest and great iPhone, it's also the best iPhone for photographers right now. Its triple lens setup boasts a standard ultra wide and telephoto configuration with 26 mm, 13 mm, and 78 mm equivalent focal lengths, respectively. In terms of improvements over the iPhone 12 Pro, there's a new cinematic video mode for movie shooters, as well as a new macro mode and improvements to the camera's low light capabilities. The telephoto model is also improved with a 3x range rather than 2x, while the iPhone 13 Pro Max, number 2 on our list, it is technically the best phone Apple Apple offers right now. There's no real difference in camera spec between it and the 13 Pro. The main advantage of the Max is its better battery life. This means for us, iPhone 13 Pro is the best iPhone for photographers as it doesn't cost quite the astronomical price tag of the Pro Max. Not that if you've already got a 12 Pro, then it's probably not enough of a jump to be worth an instant upgrade, but it is better. The next phone in our list is iPhone 13 Pro Max. It was released in October 2021, and its rear camera is 12 megapixel plus 13 mm ultra wide, 12 megapixel and 1.5 wide, 10 megapixel 77 mm 2.8 telephoto. Front camera contains 12 megapixel true depth, 2.2 true depth. Its weight is 240 gram, and it is available in 128 GB storage, 256 and 512 GB, and up to 1 TB. Reasons to buy this phone is it is more of a phablet than a phone, expensive even by Apple standards. The iPhone 13 Pro Max is the biggest and best of Apple's new generation iPhones with the same cameras and tech as the iPhone 13 Pro, but with a bigger screen, 6.7 inches versus 6.1 inches. The Pro Max also boasts slightly longer battery life of up to 28 hours video playback versus up to 22 hours on the smaller 13 Pro. It might be tempting then to pick the Pro Max over the regular Pro model just to get the best of every time. The regular Pro costs enough, so why not take that last step and get the bigger screen? However, some may simply find it too big to be comfortable to use every day. So it's really a judgment call based on what you want to spend. Overall, here's no doubt the iPhone 13 Pro Max is a truly stunning camera phone, whether you shoot stills or video. However, the regular phone iPhone 13 Pro boasts the same photographic performance in a more ergonomic and cheaper package, hence why it's higher up this list. So next phone in the list, Apple iPhone 12 Pro. It was released in October 2020. Its rear camera contains 12 megapixel 13 mm and 12 megapixel 26 mm and 12 megapixel 252 mm. Front camera contains 12 megapixel true depth camera. Its storage is 128 GB or 256 GB or 512 GB. Reasons to buy this phone is because its triple camera unit, new Apple Pro RAW file format, LiDAR scanner, 5G. Reasons to buy only 12 megapixel sensors. However you slice it, the iPhone 12 Pro is still a photography phone to be reckoned with. It's not the newest anymore and has faced stiff competition from the likes of the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra and its 108 megapixel sensor, though when you are dealing with small smartphone sensors, having loads of pixels is not necessarily an advantage, and the iPhone 12 Pro accounts for itself in other ways. The triple camera unit on this phone consists of an ultra wide 2.5 camera, a wide 1.6 camera, and a telephoto camera with similar focal lengths to those of the iPhone 13 Pro above. This gives you a good array of shooting options that will cover the majority of situations you'll find yourself in. So why is this 12 Pro worth getting over the vanilla iPhone 12? It has a few tricks up its sleeve to justify its price tag. For one, it has a LiDAR scanner which allows you to focus faster. In low light shooting situation, it can also use new Apple ProRAW file format, giving you much more latitude editing control over your images. Next one on the list by Apple, which you can use for photography, is Apple iPhone 13 mini. Its release date is October 2021. The rear camera contains 12 megapixel 13 mm and 12 megapixel 26 mm, and front camera contains 12 megapixel 2.2 true depth camera. Dual iOS. Yes. Its weight is 140 gram dimensions and storage of 128 or 256 GB and 512 GB is also available in this model. So the reasons to buy this phone is instrumental updates to a wide, no telephoto lens, no ProRes or ProRA. The iPhone 13 mini does exactly what it says on the tin. Gives you the same functions and firepower as the iPhone 13 in a more svelte form factor and with a smaller price tag to match. The iPhone 13 mini squeezes the raw powder of the standard 6.1-inch iPhone 13 into 5.4-inch handset. If a small phone is important to you, this is the one to go for. It takes super photos, 4K 60p video up to 12 to 40 fps slow motion in 1080p, and its portrait functions now power the brilliant cinematic mode for shallow depth of field in video. If you own the 12 mini, there's not much reasons to upgrade, but if you've skipped a generation, you'll fall in love with it. So the next one on the list by the iPhone you can use for photography in 2022 is Apple's iPhone SE 2022. Its release date is March 2022. Its rear camera contains 12 megapixel 1.8 wide PDA-AF iOS. Front camera contains 7 megapixel 2.2 dual iOS. No. Its weight is 144 gram dimensions, and storage is it's available in 64 GB or 128 GB or 256 GB. It has three variants. So reasons to buy this phone is it provides great value, fast performance, support 5G. Reasons to avoid: no zoom or ultra wide. One, the photography smarts of a modern iPhone, but on the tight budget, then we recommend latest iPhone to the iPhone SE at a surprisingly affordable price. You get an impressive camera setup with a 12 megapixel 1.8 aperture wide camera on the rear. The new fast 8 A15 Bionic chip makes everything work smoothly and beautifully with AI enhanced software such as portrait mode and the same smart HDR4 tech as the iPhone 13, giving you lots of great shooting options. The rear camera is 7 megapixel with 2.2 is pretty decent too. Elsewhere, the iPhone SE 2022 offers 5G longer battery life and improved durability. It's rated IP67 for water and dust resistance. Features the home button and supports Touch ID and Apple Pay. On the downside, the screen is pretty small at 4.7 inches, you are not getting zoom or ultra wide lenses, and in general, it's not as powerful as the iPhone 13 series. But overall, you're getting a very nice phone indeed for not a lot of money. Hope you guys like the video. Please like, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel.